I'll take those points after the other two speakers and then ask officers to respond. Galinda, you're next.
Given the short time yet again, I just want to cover 3 points. I'm sure there'll be a lot more points in the call-in on this. But first of all, Matthew Bennett altered point 4 for approval, the one where he was going to delegate everything to Lambeth officers and put all the detail on the mechanisms, providing absolutely no protection for residents. It's still inadequate because there's no definition of what do you mean by substantive. Who makes the decision whether something is substantive? And I think that substantive measurement should be relative to the impact on the residents, not substantive whether it's an impact for Lambeth. Because it then goes on, I will go through this from a leaseholder perspective, but the second point is, and I've already raised this with Sean Harris personally, these key guarantees do not go far enough. They do not cover the whole community. You say you want to keep the community together. We have residents who are private rental who have been 7, 10 years within the community. They actually carry out a vital social care assistance. They help their elderly neighbours on a daily basis, and you're giving them zero protection. We have one family on Cressingham Gardens now, 2 adults, 2 children in school. They have now been forced by Lambeth's regeneration program to leave because they were on the housing waiting list, so supposedly this should have been the case. They have had to move out of London and now living in a caravan. Lambeth's advice to them was, we can't help you until the bailiffs are sent in. In which case, who wants their children to go through a bailiff situation, sitting on the side of the street with their suitcases, waiting for Lambeth to house them on an emergency purpose? It's disgraceful, and you need to consider it. We now have temporary accommodation, and again, they've got 1 week notice. Whole families sitting there, and you're going to kick them out with 1 week's notice with no obligation. Again, you say you want to create certainty, you're creating even more uncertainty. So I really implore you, if you want to keep these communities together as you claim, you need to put guarantees also in place for all the residents, not just a few you're legally obliged to. The third element I'd like to raise is obviously on this lovely word of improved. I think you failed to say improved for Lambeth key guarantees rather than improved for residents. What is actually lacking in the Cabinet report, but we've actually gone and done it, is a side-by-side comparison of what the current key guarantees are, what the consultation key guarantees were, and what you've now got in your Cabinet report. And what's in the Cabinet report now, realistically, only the principles are the things which are solid. As we already know, the mechanisms can change in the future, but that's where all the detail is. But even going through that, if I look at the existing current guarantees for the homeowners, guarantee number 2, the current one, is no longer guaranteed. It can be altered through the mechanism, so that's gone. Key guarantee 3, again, is no longer guaranteed in principle. It's now pushed to downgraded to a mechanism. Guarantee 4, again, is no longer a key guarantee principle. It's now being pushed down to a mechanism. Guarantee 5 is now no longer offered, even though you could if you wanted to think a bit more creatively. Guarantee 6 is no longer in power of the principles and can now push down to mechanism to be altered whenever you like. Guarantee 7 is no longer offered, completely off the table. Guarantee 8, again, is no longer offered as a guarantee. It's now being demoted down to a mechanism. Same with guarantee 9. Guarantee 10, again, demoted down to a mechanism. Guarantee 13 is being weakened in Guarantee 3. So I'd like to know where the improvements are when all these guarantees are now off the table for the homeowners. And again, I just say,
brief.
I could go on into each one, but this idea we have gone ad nauseum with officers and said for the homeowners, none of these options are affordable for the majority. And we've asked you countless times, sit down, do the numbers. We've done the numbers for you, and there are residents, many of them, homeowners, marginal homeowners, who are going to be homeless. And can I just say, you want to create certainty, to say that you will explore alternatives. What does that tell people? You will be homeless and we will explore, and if we can't find anything, you're on the street living on sofas. Yeah. Now, I'm sorry, that is unacceptable.
I think you've made the point very eloquently. I'm now going to ask Petra if she wants to have her 2 minutes. Thank you.